A very good morning to all of you students. Here I am going to start with the continuing with the topic termination, which is a part of DNA replication. So the topic is previous topic, replication of DNA or DNA replication. So before going to start with the third step, that is termination, first we discuss about the previous steps which involve in the DNA replication. Now in previous step, initiation, the different enzymes are important in initiation process, and the reason, that is origin of replication, first is most important. In the origin of replication, they are mostly formed by the repetitive sequence, and these sequence formed by mainly adenine and thymine. Adenosine said to be adenosine and thymine. So they are mostly because of the double hydrogen bond. If the guanine and cytosines are more present in the DNA molecule or more present in the origin of replication, so the breaking of 3 hydrogen bond present in between the guanosine and cytosine are more difficult as compared to the adenine and thymine. So that's why in the origin of replication, only the adenine and thymine are more present, and the repetitive sequence of these two nitrogenous bases are more present in the origin of replication. Now the enzymes which are important in the initiation process, first is helicase, then primase, which binds the RNA primer or the oligonucleosides, said to be oligonucleosides of the RNA primer, to the DNA to form the hybrid structure of or also they provide the base also they provide the base for the attachment. So attachment of DNA polymerase. So that's why the RNA primer is important, and helicase, they are responsible for simply the unwinding of DNA or break down the double or triple hydrogen bond which are present in between the two nucleotide chain, polynucleotide chain or DNA molecule. Now another enzyme is DNA guidase, which function as a topoisomerase first, or simply breaks the single polynucleotide chain of DNA for releasing the tension which is created by the DNA helicase. Now then the DNA polymerase is added to the RNA primer, and when the helicase breaks the double or triple hydrogen bond in between the two chains of DNA, so the two chains may be unite again because the hydrogen bonds are simply attraction in between the two nitrogenous bases. So for reducing the rebinding of the DNA molecule, the single SSB protein, single subunit binding proteins attached to both the strands to decrease the chances of rebond formation in between both the strands. Now elongation, in elongation we have already discussed how the DNA polymerase continue the replication or synthesize one by one or add one by one nucleotide on the DNA chain or with respect to the template DNA. So but the synthesis in one strand takes place continuous in direction of synthesis, but in another strand the synthesis of DNA molecule or newly DNA are actually discontinuous because of this reason, because of the antipolarity of the second strand. So that's why the DNA polymerase have the clamps. The DNA polymerase have the two main reason, the beta clamps, which help in the sliding over the DNA molecule or over the template strand for the synthesis process, and the core enzyme first and second, or both synthesize or catalyze the reaction in between the two nucleotide or the nucleotide which are come for the addition to the synthesis process. Now during the synthesis process, first the core enzyme have the magnesium which catalyze or simply breaks or changes the strength in between the oxygen and hydrogen, and also in between the phosphorus and hydroxyl group. So they also catalyze the removal of water molecule. By the removal of water molecule, finally the phosphodiester bond formed with the help of DNA polymerase that catalyze the reaction or phosphodiester bond between form always in 5' to 3' in direction. Now the elongation we have already discussed. Now here in this class we have to discuss we are going to discussing about the termination process. Now as we already know, here is the DNA replication during which one strand which has polarity in 5' to 3', here is 3'. So synthesis is not takes place in the direction of this, because again they are considered as the 5 synthesis always takes place in 5' to 3' in direction. So both the strands are not anti-parallel. So the bond formation, hydrogen bond formation in between the two polynucleotide chains are not possible. So that's why the synthesis always takes place in that strand which have polarity in 5' to 3' direction. So they synthesize the discontinuous DNA, synthesize new DNA in the discontinuous method, or from the Okazaki fragment, or that is also known as we already in previous class, lagging strand or Okazaki fragment. Okazaki fragment. So this is now the strand which has polarity in 3' to 5' in direction. So they synthesize continuously by the DNA polymerase. So that's why they are known as leading strand or continuous strand. Now in the termination process, because here in the leading strand there is only one primer needed for the synthesis for the attachment of the DNA polymerase third. But in the Okazaki fragment there are so many primers needed for the synthesis of these fragments, because these are every time when the DNA polymerase bind this or read this strand, template strand or mother parent strand, so every time they need RNA primer so that they can attach with the DNA molecule. And RNA primer are simply a hybrid structure of DNA. Here is DNA, or here is oligonucleotide of RNA. So RNA simply formed by the RNA. So these reason shows the hybrid structure where the DNA binds with the RNA. Simply how RNA primer will be equal to the number of fragments. Now in the termination process we need to dissociate these RNA primer because in the DNA molecule the DNA do not have the hybrid structure. So for this purpose there is need for dissociation of these RNA primer from the DNA template. So different enzyme works in eukaryotes and prokaryotes too. So during the removal of these oligonucleotides, that means the RNA primers form or attach with the help of primase enzyme, or the number of RNA nucleotide or oligonucleotides are approximately 10 or 8 to 10 nucleotides are present in the RNA primers. So when they remove these RNA primers from the DNA segments, the gap created by the removal of these RNA primer, and the gap is equivalent to the RNA primer, so that there is also need to filling of these nucleotides by the these nucleotide of RNA by the DNA nucleotide, which are created by the removal of these RNA molecule or oligonucleotide of RNA molecule. So first we remove. So during the, because as we know the hybrid, this is the hybrid of DNA and RNA. That means the DNA, the nitrogenous bases present in the DNA molecule forms the bond in between the double and triple hydrogen bond, like the DNA molecule in between the DNA or RNA. So the helicase enzyme, which are generally responsible or the function in the unwinding of DNA, the helicase enzyme breaks simply double or triple bond in between the two nucleotides of the two nucleotide chain of the DNA. So that helicase enzyme also used in separating the DNA or RNA, or in used in the breakdown of these hydrogen bond present in between the DNA or RNA. First, we need helicase enzyme so that we can easily separate the DNA and RNA. Separate DNA and RNA. Now, when they separate the DNA or RNA, finally the need of removal of these nucleotides by different enzymes. So two enzymes are FEN first, and the second enzyme is exonuclease with 5' to 5 to 3' activity. Now, what actually do these enzymes? What actually do these enzymes? That is FEN and exonuclease both together. In some of the eukaryotes, only FEN first are required, but in some of the eukaryotes, these both enzymes are required for the removal of RNA primer in the termination process. And some of the prokaryotes have the terminus region, and with the help of this terminus region, they can easily remove the RNA primer or terminate the DNA synthesis. So there are so many methods in different organisms, and they are quite different from one organism to another organism. So in this class we have to discuss the general termination method by the different these two enzymes, how they actually takes place. Now here is the DNA molecule, and there is discontinuous strand or lagging strand or Okazaki fragment. Okazaki fragment. Now these are the Okazaki fragment. Here is the DNA molecule first, and here is the primer. So first we need the primer is formed by the different by the 10 approximately oligonucleotide or 10 nucleotides, and the bond present in between the nucleotide. First helicase is needed for the separation of or unwinding of DNA, but only a small portion of DNA, not whole DNA. The enzyme helicase required for the breakdown of double or triple hydrogen bond present in between the DNA, only the hybrid structure, that is DNA or RNA, that the double or triple hydrogen bond breakdown occur in between this region, for example. So here is the helicase enzyme needed for simply unwinding of the hybrid structure. Unwinding of hybrid structure. Now the exonuclease needed for the cutting of phospho or simply breakdown of phosphodiester bond which is present in between the two nucleotides or which is present in between the two nucleotide chain. So in the second step, here is the because the hydrogen bond in between the RNA and DNA breaks by the helicase, so they hang like this. The RNA primer gets separated by the DNA molecule. Simply, here is also the RNA primer also gets separated by the DNA molecule, and here is also the RNA primer gets separated. Now, and the double and triple hydrogen bond present in between the two nucleotide chains of DNA. Now, then we need to cut these RNA primer or simply breakdown of phosphodiester bond which is present in between the two nucleotide. So if we draw it the block wise, that means this shows the one nucleotide and this can be shows the second nucleotide and so on. Approximately 10 nucleotides are present, and the bond which are shown in the figure or diagram, the bond is phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond which is present in between the two nucleotides. So the endonuclease break. Here is exonuclease. Exonuclease simply breaks the phosphodiester bond which is present in between the last nucleotide of RNA, and the second last nucleotide of RNA only. So there the exonuclease they are not able, the exonucleases are not able to break the phosphodiester bond which is present in between the nucleotide of DNA and nucleotide of RNA. Here is, for example, here is the phosphodiester bond present in between the DNA and RNA. The exonucleases only breaks the phosphodiester bond which is present in between the RNA or RNA only. So by the exonuclease, so phosphodiester bond formed by the the breakdown of phosphodiester bond present in between the RNA and RNA, that is the last nucleotide and the second last nucleotide break by the exonucleases. Now the DNA, after this process, the DNA still have the last RNA segment or last RNA nucleotide. So there is also need to separate this last RNA nucleotide by the enzyme FLAP. So FLAP endonuclease 1, also said to be FEN first, actually cut the phosphodiester bond which is present in between the RNA or DNA. So these are cut by these phosphodiester bond cut by the FEN first enzyme. They cut DNA. Up now in the next step there is need, because the a huge gap of about 8 to 10 nucleotides created after the removal of these RNA primer. Now that can be or could be filled by the DNA polymerase first and second. The DNA polymerase first or second simply fill the gaps which are created by the removal of these RNA primers. So these gaps filled by the DNA polymerase first and second. These are the enzymes. Now whenever these gaps filled, a nick is present, that is nick, that means a small gap, not huge gap, a small gap is present in between the two nucleotide, that only need for the formation of phosphodiester bond, or when the phosphodiester bond form in between these two nucleotide chains, so these gap easily filled by which is and the nick which is the nick which are formed by, here is also nick formed by the filling of these nucleotides by DNA polymerase first and second. After the nick formation, there is need for the synthesis of phosphodiester bond in between the two nucleotide chain of the DNA. So the DNA ligase help, with the help of DNA ligase, finally the phosphodiester bond formation takes place in between the two nucleotides. Now from here to we have now discuss about the gap formation, and the filling of nick takes place by the DNA ligase, or the gap formation also done by the different enzyme or with the help of energy in different eukaryotes and the archaebacteria. They use simply ATP as an energy source for the synthesis of phosphodiester bond, because we know that every nucleotide come in the form of DNTP, that means deoxynucleotide triphosphate, where the 3-phosphate use as an energy source, or they give the 1-phosphate in for making the phosphodiester bond in between the two nucleotides. Now rest of the 2-phosphate group releases after the formation of phosphodiester bond, just like the ATP, where the ATP molecule came adenosine triphosphate for the synthesis of the different enzyme, or for because they provide the energy, or when they give the energy in the form of phosphate group, they give only phosphate group for the energy, and release in the form of diphosphate, that is ADP. So when the ATP used for the energy, they gave only the phosphate group to the particular group or particular substrate or enzyme, protein, whatever the thing is. So that's why the ATP use in the form, or they catalyze the reaction, or they give the energy in the form of phosphate, or they release in the form of ADP or inorganic phosphate. Thus, like the because only bond formation takes place, so nucleotides are not needed for the whole nucleotide are not needed for the bond formation or formation of phosphodiester bond. So that's why the separate energy required in the formation of phosphodiester bond in some of the eukaryotes and archaebacteria. But in most of the prokaryotes, or E. coli, simply NAD plus use as a energy source. Now let us discuss about it, because here is the gap formation, and the gap formation or nick formation takes place, that is nick formation takes place in between the 3 prime, here is 3 prime OH and 5 prime, for example 5 prime phosphate group, 3 prime OH and 5 prime phosphate group. So let's see. 5 prime phosphate group, here is 3 prime OH. Now for the bond formation in between these two molecule, or the phosphodiester, for making the phosphodiester bond, the enzyme need for the synthesis of these phosphodiester bond is DNA ligase enzyme. But DNA ligase also use energy for the synthesis of phosphodiester bond, because the bond formation always takes place with the help of electrons only. So these electrons is a type of energy source which are given by the ATP molecule in most of the eukaryotes and archaebacteria. So ATP, and in some of the eubacteria or E. coli, NAD plus use as an energy source. So they use energy, and these a phosphate group in the synthesis of phosphodiester bond, this ATP release in the form of ADP or inorganic phosphate or adenosine diphosphate. Now DNA ligase catalyze the reaction or bond formation in between these nucleotide. For example, here is also the Nick is present, so there is also the phosphate group, 5' phosphate group and 3' hydroxyl group bond formation needed to fill the nick or to fill the gap, and the gap mostly filled by the DNA polymerase first and second, or the proofreading also takes place by the DNA repair enzyme or DNA polymerase first, that is proofreading. So अभी discuss करेंगे. Now let us discuss about the after the bond formation. Now the DNA is complete synthesized, and all the enzymes which generally use or the for the separation of DNA and RNA, for FEN, for removal of primers and exonuclease, these are also used in the removal of primer. Now after this, the DNA completely synthesized in the cell. Now rest of the thing is that the proofreading in the termination process. After the termination process, the proofreading also takes place in the DNA, that is the proofreading of DNA. Proofreading, that means the, for example, here is adenine, so they have to bind with thymine. If here is guanine, so here is cytosine, adenine then thymine. So because the synthesis of DNA is quite fast in the eukaryotic or in the eukaryotes, as well as in prokaryotes, about 1000 to 2000 base pair added per second. So with that speed, there could be mistake done by the DNA polymerase. So that mistake remove or mismatch or proofreading done by the DNA repair enzyme, DNA polymerase first enzyme, because they have the repair activity. So if any, for example, adenine, somehow there is mismatch done by the DNA polymerase, that is in the template or parent DNA, the adenine present, but somehow the mistake done by the DNA polymerase, and the DNA polymerase add the guanosine. So that mismatch done by the DNA polymerase or by the proofreading, finally this mistake correct by the DNA polymerase first or DNA repair enzyme, or they finally add the thymine. Because of this reason, the proofreading is important for because if any changes occur in the DNA, if any mismatch done in the DNA, so they eventually transfer in the daughter cell, because the synthesis of DNA always takes place always takes place for the cell division. When cell undergoes division, if these mismatch done in the germ cells, so overall they are considered as if so many mismatch done in the DNA molecule, so they are considered as a mutation, or they eventually transfer in the daughter cell, that is sperm or ovum, whatever the germ cell will be. So if that sperm fuses with the ovum and that converted into the new offspring, so eventually that mistake transfer into the daughter offspring, or that create a mutation, a huge mutation. So that's why the proofreading is important in every organism, in every eukaryotes or prokaryotes too, or because they in the viruses or in the bacteria, because in prokaryotes or E. coli bacteria, there is no such phenomena of the proofreading mechanism, or in viruses there is no such phenomena of proofreading mechanism, and they have, in viruses they have the single standard DNA or RNA. So that's why every time they become mutated, or during, if any mistake done in the synthesis of their genetic material, done in the synthesis of the DNA molecule, they get mutated. Or so that's why so many viruses evolved from the previous viruses. That could be also said that the one virus is somehow, the parent virus is different from the daughter virus, because they become mutated due to the lack of proofreading, or that is the reason. So the medicines are not working in some of the disease, or this is the reason, because of the viruses get mutated from the parent viruses, because they lack the proofreading mechanism. They have the single stranded RNA or DNA. If they have the single stranded DNA or RNA, so there is no chance of proofreading, because the proofreading only done in the double stranded way. From we can, or DNA polymerase first can see the parent strand. With the help of parent strand, they correct the daughter strand base pair. If the parent strand is not present, so how they correct this one? So that's why the proofreading is important. So I hope you like this video, and overall you can understand easily the process of DNA replication. In the DNA replication is completed, where the 3 steps we have completed from previous class to the today's class. Now I hope you like this video and could understand this whole process of DNA replication. So students, keep listening and watching me, and thank you for listening and watching me.